Wednesday. How are you today?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Full transparency. We live on YouTube. They can't see you, but they can hear you.
Okay.
I'm gonna give some time for some other people to join. We're supposed to have more people today. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Wine and Dine Wednesday. It's Wine and Dine Wednesday. Each and every Wednesday we live. If you know, we have a private Zoom. We don't have no fancy backgrounds today. Today was almost canceled. But I'm here. It's accountability for me. I'm always showing up. Welcome to Wine and Dine Wednesday. I'm letting a few minutes to let people join in my Zoom. Hi, E. How you doing today?
Good. How you doing?
I'm well. Nice to see you. It's been a while.
I know. I'm sitting here cleaning some chicken.
Girl, I'm
So
about to be
let me log in.
cooking some chicken in a minute. That's definitely where the space is today. Great minds think alike. Welcome to Wine and Dine Wednesday. It's Wine and Dine Wednesday. So this week's topic is just going to be self-love. You know, it's a mental check-in. I want to see how everybody's doing. Like I said, today was almost canceled because I wasn't ready today. I did not want to show up, but I'm showing up for me. I'm so happy to have y'all here. So I didn't know how I wanted this week to go because, you know, I wanted to talk business a little bit. Auntie Shaky in the house. She got some money on her mind. Like, but it's self-love. So we're going to keep it. We're gonna keep it on self-love because you know a lot of women they don't love themselves or they feel discouraged and they need to know that you are not alone. You need to feel empowered. You need to feel encouraged. You need to love on yourself because the more you love on yourself, it's gonna bring you the happiness and the joy that you'll be looking for. A lot of people they be chasing men, chasing friends, chasing situations to find that happiness within themselves, and it doesn't really work that way. You know, I've learned the hard way. I'm a survivor. If you've been following me, you know my story. I've been through some things. We'll talk about another time because today we talking self love. I've been through enough to know that I needed to love myself, and so I'm here now, loving myself, showing up for myself, and I'm happy to have you ladies on. Um, I know y'all hear all the baby toys in the back. Again, this is real life. We do this each and every Wednesday. My baby, he's always here and present. Do you ladies want to say anything in the fields of self love today, or do you have any topics that you would like me to cover?
No, not really. I did post something today on LinkedIn about not really self love, but just kind of like positive affirmations, right? Just like waking up and saying something positive to yourself, so that way, you know, sometimes we wake up and we're not in the position that we really want to be in. We want to be doing so much more. It's just those affirmations will help ground you. So I did post some on LinkedIn, especially for entrepreneurs, right? Like we need an extra amount of support and affirmation and self love because we just go through so much. So you know, just affirming to ourselves that we are strong, we're powerful, we are successful, and you know, just kind of making sure that we are telling ourselves, you know, what we really are, even though we sometimes don't feel it.
In that part, affirmations is something that I'm definitely growing to do and learn myself because you know the more you pour into yourself, the more you get out of life. Period. And so, if you know, I'm a firm believer
Right.
on you see it, you say it, you hear it, you believe it, you know, say it. I am strong. I am beautiful. I am worthy. You know, write it down, put it on a post-it, post it up on your wall so you can see it every day. Um, what it was the movie Prayer Room? I ain't know prayers were so strong until I seen that movie. I love that movie because you know you really need that space, and
Oh,
you
I
need
gotta watch that.
you need that comfortability within your own home. Like you need that corner, whether it's the bathroom, the kitchen, the closet. You know, the lady basically transitioned like her closet into her prayer room. And you know, every time she was down and out, every time she needed that comfort that nobody else could provide, you know, God is the giver that nobody else could give. So, you know, she went in her space and she built herself. She built her business, she built her career, like she found her happy place within herself, loving herself. And girl, I need my prayer room. I'm still trying to find what corner in my house.
Is it just me, or
Am I breaking up for everybody?
Oh yeah, a little bit. I thought it was me.
Okay. Well, thank you
It's
for
a lot of
saying
feedback.
something. Let me see. I'm gonna try to join. Um,
It's pouring here, so I thought that was me.
it's my phone, y'all. iPhone. So you would think Team iPhone, you got the best phone, and they be acting up, y'all.
Well, while you figure that out, I do have something to add. Oh,
Hold on, let's see. It might cancel me out.
best phone, and then they be acting up, y'all.
All right. So I'm here again. Can you hear me better? Can y'all hear me now? Okay, now you could go ahead and add what you would like to add.
You could go ahead and add what you would like to add. What I was going to say is, what Erica was mentioning about, especially for us entrepreneurs, or business owners, sometimes, that we need to know like our triggers, and based on our triggers, like what back to where we need to be, right? Back into like our sober mind, our right mind. Like for example, when you said this almost wasn't going to happen, like I almost was not going to hop on here, but I made the commitment to be here, and I'm going through something. I just knew I was going to like win this thing, this like election or whatever, and I ended up not winning. And everything in me is like, how could that have happened? And none of it made sense to me. But what I realized is that I don't like losing. And so it's like, okay, in my mind, I'm thinking that I'm attaching that losing to somehow that being my identity. And it's not my identity. So now I need to have this extra level of self. So I'm so glad we're actually talking about self-love today. So now I need to, have this extra level of self-love that I need to, be saying on myself so that I don't go into this dark place.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. And thanks for your transparency. And I'm sorry about the election because I sure gave you my vote. Look, I hope nobody don't watch this, but that brings me into, self-awareness. You're becoming self-aware that you don't like to lose. And sometimes it is identifying those things. Like, we live life, we have busy schedules. I could say everybody in here is a business owner, a businesswoman, and sometimes we forget our triggers. We forget what we don't acknowledge. So it's about that self acknowledgement, and you acknowledging that you don't like to lose is something big, because like you said, you almost didn't show up, and I'm so glad you did. But it's just that something so little could change your whole life, could change your whole situation, could make you make a decision that could affect you. I hope you get a positive outcome after coming here and joining us, and we hope to see you again, because this is what this is for, just to have that accountability, just to have that check in with somebody to say, it's okay, there's always another time, there's always another chance. Maybe God has something better and bigger for you. Maybe this just wasn't your time. So, don't let it discourage you, because you are not a loser. Listen, you still got a whole bunch of other good stuff. I ain't gonna put your business out there, but you got a lot going on. So, it's maybe it's just something else for you. And it does start with you becoming accountable of what you don't want or what you don't like and what you can't accept, and don't let that change your decisions on what you do in life and how you do it. Learning to be accountable is hard, is different, is something that a lot of people don't know how to do, don't want to do. They just want to be set in their ways. No, it has to be my way or no way. And they get a lot of disappointment. Disappointment is very big, because disappointment leads to depression. Disappointment leads to suicide. Disappointment leads to staying in those vulnerable situations that you don't want to be in, that we are growing out of. So, you have to love on yourself and just give yourself that encouragement. That's where the affirmations come into play, because, I might have lost this time, but I'm still a winner. I'm still a boss. That's not going to make me or break me. That's just one time or one situation, and it gets better. It gets better. It's never over.
Congratulations on even running. Like, oh my goodness. Like, most people don't even have the courage to run. Like, that's something that I don't think I'd be able to do. Like, so congratulations on that.
Right, right. I appreciate that, Erica, because listen, it was so we're in a group, and there's over 3,000, 4,000 people in this group, and out of the 4,000, for her to step up and put herself out there and introduce herself, try to win the crowd is, look, I didn't do it. You better than me, and I thought about it.
I do the same thing, right? Like, I literally just had this conversation the other day with a shipper, right? Like, I was putting in a bid on a lane, and he was like, "Oh, such and such gave me a bid of this amount," which was like, they feel like $40 less than what my bid was. And I'm like, I'm asking him the details, like, okay, like, let me make sure, because I'm like, I know my bid is competitive. Like, I know, my credentials, I know my bid is competitive. I'm like, what? How could they possibly, how could I lose this, right? And so I'm like, well, tell me the details, like, going from where to where and to what to what. And then come to find out, they gave him the same bid, but it wasn't as competitive as mine, because I had enough, like, instead of 2 stops that they bid on, I had 3 stops. So it's like, like, I am more competitive. So, like, what are you going to do now? Like, are you going to give it to me or not? And, I haven't received a response back yet. But at the same time, and that was frustrating. But I'm just like, what God has for me is for me. And if this is supposed to be my customer, then it will be. If not, then there's something bigger, there's something better, there's something else, waiting for me. So whatever you ran for, maybe it's just one, it could be not the time, but 2, you have the courage to run. And 3, maybe this might be an indicator that God wants you to start your own thing or do something else. You just never really know what it is. So I would say just pray about it, and don't give up, and don't let it discourage you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's encouragement. Now, if you don't know, Erica is in logistics. And listen, it does get competitive with the rates. That little $40, $50 could make or break your low. But, that's the thing with these shippers now, or these customers, is, they want to beat you in your head to save a little dollar. Like, if you know you're getting your money's worth, jump in on it. Get the opportunity. Seize it. But they don't. And that's what makes it hard. But that's logistics. Good luck on your next bid, because I know you're gonna get it. No problem. And Shaky, look, we can start a whole Savannah chapter. You could be the president. Let's talk about it. We only need 27 more people. We need 27 more people. Look, I got 2 more other people in the group here. Y'all want to be partners? We growing. It's about supporting each other. And that's why I do this, because you need the support. You need somebody to talk to and pour into. And it's not always negative. Like, I do these lives every Wednesday. And sometimes I talk about unspeakable topics, but that's because I want women to come and be comfortable. And I'm just really introducing myself. Welcome to Wine and Dine Wednesday for the new ladies who came in. But it's about me being accountable. And sometimes that helps when you have somebody to show up with you, to talk to you, to say, it's okay, it'll be next time. Or maybe, that wasn't for you. It's something bigger and better for you. Maybe there's something else you need to focus on, or something else God is calling you to do. And we just don't see it yet, because we be so wrapped up in the physical of what we want or where we want to go. And it's not always that. That's not always the outcome or the thing. So, yeah, I'm glad you ladies are here. I'm glad we're talking about it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, or it could be a test to see how bad you want it. Keep going.
Yeah, and that too. That too. That's why I said, it's not the last time. It ain't the first time. It will be another opportunity. Look, as long as you don't plan on moving nowhere, we still gonna be here. And the people will get to know you a little bit more. It might have just been maybe not to, stick on your topic or that topic so much, but it might have just been maybe he knew more people or he had more people in his corner to vote because, it's a new community. There's a lot of people who should show up and they don't. So, the people who might have showed up that, you know, didn't really want the change. They just wanted to see somebody else live in that sector where they was already playing like me. I already had your vote. So, you never know who he already had their vote before he even ran that.
And I think what's interesting, even going back to, the whole self-care thing is, us positioning ourselves in spaces and places that we probably, if we really sat back and thought about it, shouldn't be there in the first place. Mm-hmm. Like, if we really are talking about, because like I travel a lot. Like, I am running a really big business, and I think it was more so, could it have been? And I'm not saying this. I'm saying I need to sit with myself, and I think us as individuals, we need to sit with our altogether motives, right, for doing some things. Like, should I even be disappointed right now because was it just my ego that wanted this in the first place? Now my ego is let down, so now I'm pampering and massaging my ego. When in reality, when I first started, I knew how busy I was. I knew could I actually, serve in this position, give this position what it really needed, because of my schedule. And so those are all things I think that we need to be really transparent and vulnerable. And I know that sounds crazy, like we need to be vulnerable with ourselves, but we do. I think oftentimes we lie to each other and we cheat ourselves when you shouldn't. If you don't tell nobody else the truth, you need to tell yourself the truth.
That part, and that is hard too. That's something hard to do because like I said before, some people don't want to accept this is not for me, or maybe it was that you're too busy to really apply yourself the way you want to. So you would have to maybe clear some things up or something before you jump into that position. I just want to pause on that note, and I want to say, hey, Caitlin, thank you for coming. She's putting her babies down, so she's not going to talk. She's just listening in, but I seen her in the comments, so I did want to address her. Welcome. Hopefully one day you could chime in, maybe let the baby stay up a little 20 minutes late. But yeah, it's definitely a growth. It definitely takes time. This is why self-love is something that, I started this with self-love. Welcome to Wine and Dine Wednesday. If you're coming back in or you're just joining, self-love is a everyday growing process. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a week, a month, a year. It takes a long time. It took me 5 years to become this confident, to become this strong. And some days I'm still pulling myself out the bed, but like Erica said, it's the affirmations. It's the me knowing that I might be feeling down, or like I said, I didn't want to come on today, and today is a good turnout. I'm happy I did show up because there would have been so many people depending on me to show up for me, and I wouldn't have been here. So, it's just having that accountability. Like, and accountability is not something that you just walk into. It's something that is developed because you don't want to see where you're wrong or where your flaws are. But that's what's going to help you grow. That's what's going to strengthen you. That's what helps you build on anything you're trying to do in life, because now you know what you can do and what you can't do, or what you will do and what you won't do. And, like I said, I'm trying to do 21 classes. I think I'm on class maybe 10 or 12 now, because being there for 21 classes is me showing up for myself. It's me taking that transition to be accountable and doing something that I started and I'm going to complete it. And it's showing up for me. So today's topic for everybody else who just came in is self-love. We just tapping in. I want everybody to, express if they have anything to say, how they feel, if that's something you're working on, if that's a challenge for you. We just talking today. Usually I have on a whole little show. I got pictures and everything, and for some reason my computer wasn't working. So God was like, no, not today. Today just get on, say what you gotta say, do what you gotta do, and I'm just here showing up for me, and I'm showing up for you. This is a safe space. I'm sorry, this is a safe space, and if anybody ever cross those boundaries, they will be kicked out. And it's just simple as that, because it's hard to know who you are. It's hard to become comfortable with using your voice. It's hard to do it in front of a group of people, and that's something that's not taught everywhere. It's something that's not approved of everywhere. It's something that's not appreciated, but a lot of people need it. A lot of people need somebody to come together, just if it is to listen and be an ear. I'm glad you guys got to share your disappointments with this week, because it happens. And I hope that doesn't stop you from grinding. I hope that doesn't stop you from keep going. And I hope you do run again, because you never know. Next time it just might be your time. So, do anybody new have anything they want to share, or a story, or a self love statement that they would like to add to the group today?
No.
Oh, hi, Tammy. Welcome to Wine and Dine Wednesday. That's my sister-in-law, y'all. I love her. You don't get too many good sister-in-laws. Look, we ain't gonna talk about that today. That'll be a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But we here showing up for ourselves. So, the accountability is good. The self-awareness is good. I'm gonna go to my post so I could tell y'all what I was talking about when it's dawned on me, because again, I didn't have a topic, and Auntie Shaky, just to put her business out there because we talking about her today, is an infinite banking expert. If you need some whole life insurance or you need to get some money, you definitely want to tap in with her, because we building empires and generational wealth for our kids. We're gonna really save that conversation for Entrepreneurs Week, because that's the money week, the money talk. But I just wanted to put that out there. That was gonna be the topic, because it's not often that we get people to show up that have fields that could change our lives, that could do something to help us, help our kids, help ourselves. But I didn't go there, because you know what? Today was a self love day, and I'm glad I went with self love, because she needed that. I needed that, and we all need that sometimes. So, usually I play some of my music. I'm Nate Star. I'll be promoting myself, but we're not doing that today either. So, my post today, I don't know, I guess I could show y'all, was this, if you can see it. Self love. I'll read it after I finish going through. This is a safe space. It's Wine and Dine Wednesday, y'all. And you are not alone. Sometimes you need that space that is not with men, that you could come and be comfortable. Says self love is power, is strength, and is happiness. Y'all don't know. I was in a real dark, sad place, and I had to love myself. I was the person always looking for love in the wrong places, dealing with the wrong men, thinking I had to stay in bad situations. And it took me a lot to pull myself out of that space. But I learned that loving myself gave me the power I needed. It gave me the strength to get up every day. It gives me the strength to be here right now. It gave me the happiness. At one point I had to ask myself, like, what is happiness? Am I happy? Am I there? Will I ever know what that is again? And I am. Even some days when I'm not happy and I feel like, all right, this is too much. This is draining me. I know that I'm in a better space than I was, and I'm happy about that. You finished? Okay. Go ahead. Somebody want to share something?
Yeah. So Sunday, I live in Georgia, in Atlanta, the Atlanta area, and it was like raining or whatever. And I woke up at like 5 in the morning. I wake up that early on a Sunday, right? And then I was like, yo, you know what? Let me take time to put some gratitude out in the atmosphere, because I was like, my kids are here, everybody's quiet, everybody's sleeping good, we safe, everybody's healthy and everything. And I was like, yo, 5 years ago, I had just started my divorce. I was sleeping in the same spot, facing the same direction on an air mattress that was like leaking air. My parents didn't have no furniture. We sleeping on like the camping cots and stuff like that. And I was like, we didn't have any food, we didn't have heat, we didn't have shit, like nothing. And I was like, now look at us today. We got furniture, everybody quiet, everybody's at home. My daughter's graduating. I don't know, everything was just good. And I was like, thank you for this. Thank you for this moment. I have a full circle moment. And I was just like, I just need to apply some of this energy to my business too, the gratitude part. And then I looked back and I was like, even though I felt like I was being stuck, I was like, yo, I did more things in less than a year than I did in 5 years. So it kind of helped me release some pressure and, not be so hard on myself. And I was like, yo, it's okay. I'm doing good. You can relax, breathe, stop beating yourself up. And I just was like, yo, it's been a good week. Just the little things. Like, I'm not where I was 5 years ago.
Appreciate the little things.
Yeah. And it felt really good. It just made me feel better to just be that aware, like, yo, things is not bad. It could be worse, but it's not, you know what I mean? And I'm better off than where I was, So I was really happy about that. I noticed it. Like, I was in a space to notice it.
Erica said,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Erica said, giving ourselves grace. That's a big topic that we may have to touch on. But go ahead, Shaky.
I was just gonna say, Chanel, that was beautiful. Like, that was beautiful. Like, and it gave so much perspective. Like, man, you on an air, like the fact how you described it so vividly. Like on an air mattress where you could hear the air coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like. That part, so it's almost like on those down days, you literally have not only the physical, mental, like you have every sense. You know what I'm saying? Every sense of how they say we have 5 senses? You literally have 5 senses that you experience in the midst of that you like, yeah, I can't go there. I'm not going there anymore. And also being able to be so grateful from where you came from. And I thought that was really beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That helped me a lot. Thank you for receiving it.
Oh, I love y'all, ladies. This is great. This is what this is
for. Congratulations for coming so far. And thank you again for sharing.
Yes, I'd be like, all right, so let's talk about that a little bit. It's the little things that you appreciate, your growth. You have to see that. Like, everything is not going to be big. You're not always going to get the biggest job or the biggest paycheck. Just the fact that you got a bed now, you don't have to sleep on the air mattress. It's like, yes, thank you. Like, now I could be comfortable. And, we do have to, it's like, so I was in a class one day. It was like an entrepreneur class, and it was like the lady had boxes structured. And, it's like people be in the biggest box and people be in the little box, and they be thinking they bigger than you in that big box, but they be equal to you. You just didn't reach that level with your self pride, with your self respect yet. And then once you reach that top level, it's like that's not the top. That's the top for them, or that's the top for the people who's so closed minded. Because even when you get in that big box and you on that higher level, and now you looking them eye to eye, now you got to think about your next level. So like you said, now you want to pour that same energy into your business, because now that you're comfortable at home, now that you found that space to be your happiness, to be with yourself, sorry about your divorce, but congratulations on loving yourself and knowing what wasn't for you. And now look for your next levels of growth. It's never you grow and you're there. You accomplish everything. You have everything. Like every day is a growing moment. Every day is a learning moment. Every day there's something new to accomplish. And even if it is me just coming on here and showing up for me, this is my accomplishment for today. And I'm gonna pat myself up on the back because I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I got out the bed, because I could have been stuck in the bed, depressed and sad and not moving around. But I'm up and I'm doing something to help me, to build me. So, congratulations on your growth and your acknowledgement. Acknowledge the little things, be thankful, and, just always congratulate yourself. That is part of self love. You loving yourself, like seeing your accomplishments. Like, some people don't know how to appreciate the little things. That's like, I always go back to business, but I can't help it. I'm business minded now. That's my life. Like, I want to be in the money. If you're not getting money, then you have no place around me. But I'm a certified freight broker, and I walk around with my license, but I don't have a bond. So I was like, well, I try not to tell people who I am or what I am. And I was in another class with another guy, and he's a 4PL guy, and he was like, that's an accomplishment. Like, you need to be happy about that. You need to be boisterous about that, because there's a lot of people who could get into this field and they're not educated. They don't know what you know. They're not certified in the same way. So that's a big accomplishment. And after he told me that, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me move a little bit different with this now, because I didn't look at it like that. I just thought, I didn't have a bond. I didn't have my own brokerage, so I wasn't equal to the person doing the same job as me. But I'm just as equal, because really the only difference between a broker and an agent is the bond, is the insurance requirements. So, I had to acknowledge that for myself. Like, wait a minute, I'm doing something here. I'm growing somewhere in the field. And sometimes it does take somebody else to tell you, you got to appreciate yourself. You got to acknowledge what you're doing. Like, take some time for you. And no, I know I keep talking about work. Everything always goes back into business, but taking time for you is a part of your self love. Making sure you getting your hair done, even if you can't afford to get your hair done, washing it, spending time with your kids. Like, spend time to do the things that make you happy. Spend time with yourself. If it is just being in a quiet room and having nobody around you, having that private time. I'm on a workout journey. Sometimes I'd be ready to give up. This is hard. It's not easy, but I'm committed to me. I'm committed to my goals and my happiness, and I'm committed to loving on myself. And it's not about having a body that everybody want to see. It's not about being part of a wave where everybody else is doing it. It's about doing something that makes me happy. It's about doing something for my own comfort. And it takes a lot to get there. That's one thing I'm going to keep saying, is it takes a lot to get there. It doesn't happen overnight, but you are not alone. Sometimes you just need to know that you are not alone. And I'm so glad that y'all sharing, and thank you again for your transparency as well, because a lot of people don't like talking about this stuff, especially on live. Full transparency. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. We are live on YouTube. They can't see you, but they can hear you. We do this every week, and once it grows to that point, or it gets to that point where it's not a conversation for YouTube, I have all rights to respect your privacy. But I did want to mention that, because we are live on YouTube. They can hear you, but they can't see you. So that's just something that I want you to know. But I thank y'all for being comfortable enough to share your experiences, whether it was good or bad, and just to accept your growth. Know that you're doing something to change your life, and it's good for you. It's good for us. You never know what you go through or what you've been through, how that changes somebody else's life. Like, we go through things and we think it's only us, or we don't want to share it because it's like, oh, nobody can relate. But you would never know how many people could really relate to you. You never know, just somebody hearing your story, you don't know how that really is affecting her life. You don't know how that might change her, what that might do to make her say, well, maybe I don't need to be in this situation. Let me evaluate this a little bit better. It might not have to be shared with the group, but it's just the self acknowledgement, acknowledging what you need to do for you, and knowing that you need to pour that energy into yourself is a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay for that goddamn gymnastics.
Tammy, mute yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're right. Look, it's real life. We here. We got kids. We got real things going on.
Baby asked me for more money, more money. Sorry. I'm sorry, Lord.
Look, they always want money. Khalik was just asking me earlier. That's my oldest son. He gonna ask me, can he get? Yeah. Look, we still can hear you. You pushed it twice.
At least she could pay for the gymnastics class.
Right. That's my son. He just asked me earlier for $5. Like, boy, what are you doing for that $5? You always want more, more, more. Mind you, he just had $5 the other day. They don't appreciate nothing. And As a mother, we gotta teach them how to appreciate the money they spending and they getting. But
So what? Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, Koitani has her hand.
Yes, Miss Lexi, how you doing today?
Hello, guys. How are you?
Welcome to Dine Wednesday.
Shaky. I was freaking rooting for you. Okay, like when I heard, I was like, wait, who? Like, who is that? Like, oh, but it's okay. You know what God was telling me, like, as I was just sitting here, because I'm in a car, and I came from a convention, and I was just looking at you, and the thing that he keeps telling me is to create your own community. So I don't know if you have that going on, or
That's why she in Dine Wednesday. What you talking about? We are building that community right here. Look.
Like it's something that, because she has Shaky. I know Shaky from what's the group? What's the other group?
The mailbox.
Morning Meetup.
No, not Jesus Christ, Brandon and Tevin.
Oh yeah. Millionaire Essentials.
There you go, Millionaire Essentials. Yeah, so girl, start their own community, and then I would even bring tonight, like put her into Oakley, like do your own thing, like for real, because you have a gift and it's on you and it's very bright, and it's something that you're supposed to be doing with women, like bringing them together. So I don't know what that's all about. Maybe it can resonate, maybe it's not, but don't worry about this situation, because it's something bigger that God is about to bring forth to you. So thank you so much.
And that is what I said to her as well. It's definitely a bigger calling on her. I would love to talk to you about Oberly. How you like in another call? Or look, I got some Oberly associates in here too. Let's talk about it. It's business all over the place. Right?
I see 3.
Yes, it is. It's 3. Look, 3 and maybe 3 that could join. Look, y'all want to sell some stuff and work for yourself? Look, pour into a community. Look, I'm going to tell y'all about Oberly now. Look, I said this is not Entrepreneurs Week, but we're going to talk about it. So, I didn't know anything about Oberly, Courtney, Adele, or how you say her name? Adelaide. And Lexi. We met up and she invited me to the event. And when I tell you they sold me just for being in the room, just the presence of God, like I was shaking, I felt it. Like it was like the spirit was on me because it's women empowering women. Like this is what Dine Wednesday is about, and I'm happy to now be a part of that community because it's a growing community. And then it's a growing community where you could also make some money and put money into yourself, into your house, into your business, A lot of people are home wondering how they're gonna make their next dollar. It might cost you a little bit to get into it, but it's not a lot. Not a lot at all. I'm being transparent. I'm not working right now. Well, I'm always working because I have my own business. I'm a boss, but I'm not doing a regular 9 to 5 job. And I feel like that affects me and my ventures a lot because it's put you on a budget. Your money management is strong when you're an entrepreneur and you're working for yourself. But when I tell you I was so in love just with the testimonials of how the women got into it, how they feel about it using the products. There's hair products, there's body products. Even if it is just taking a multivitamin every day just to feel that energy so that you're not feeling sad and down about the things we're going through. Listen, I send everybody the link. Because I'm not a salesperson. This is not for sales, but I know y'all hear me on live too. So if you need to join or you need to look into it, I will let you look in and see. But definitely something that is bringing me back to life. Yes, Caitlin said the Oakley community is unmatched, and it is. I'm so happy to be there. They inspire me. Look, they videos be lit. Like it's definitely lit. It's a vibe. We growing, and that's what Dine Wednesday is about. growing, loving yourself, acknowledging where you need to grow, putting in that work. Nothing is given to you. Nothing comes easy. You have to work for it. Everything is process. And the more you put into that process, the more you get out of it. And so, love, I'm gonna end y'all with that. It's been nice. This is Wine and Dine Wednesday. I'm gonna tap in with these ladies on another level because everything is not for everybody. But each and every Wednesday we live. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave something in the comments that you want to talk about, you want to hear about, something you want to share. I appreciate your time, and y'all have a good night.
Night, lady.